Hi volunteers. I know that from the volunteer Facebook page, many of you are missing the shelter, missing all the furry animals, and all the other volunteers. So we're here today, Michelle, Candy, and I, to talk to you about a few things that are going on in the shelter. First thing is we are keeping 6 feet away. However, Candy, being a nurse and liking to be hands-on, will not stay 6 feet away. So I had to use this for Candy to keep her away from me. Remember, everyone, stay 6 feet away. Even when you're at the shelter volunteering, taking care of the few animals that we do have here, please remember 6 feet away. Thank you. Now also, we've been doing quite a few projects here. We've been very blessed. We have over 50 dogs out in foster. Almost all our cats are in foster. We do have a couple dogs here. We're going to show you who they are, and we'll show you the cats too. We know masks are very hard to come with. So what we do have here, if any of you guys, we do have e-collars. And since Michelle will not stop touching her face, our e-collars come in every shape, every size. And here's Michelle. And now by doing this, Candy and I, Michelle, feel very sorry for every animal that ever has to wear this. And they do vibrate, like if you go like this to some, it's not good. So anyway, we are now going to show you one of the dogs that just came in. When we came in today, was left outside the shelter. Okay guys, so remember I just told you that when Candy and Michelle and I came in, we found a dog abandoned outside of the shelter. So if you guys, we're going to show you the dog now. Stay. Whoa, wait a minute, he might jump out. Be careful. Alright, it's a little aggressive. Okay, alright. So if anyone recognizes this dog, if you know anyone that might have dumped it, it's actually a very good dog. He doesn't move around much. He's never messed in his cage. He's very quiet. And he really doesn't like any food because no matter what we present to him, he doesn't eat. But anyway, if you know anyone, please give us a call at the shelter on an open space. Okay? Right now we're going to show you some of the major construction that's going on at the shelter.
So, I bet you didn't even realize that PAWS has a second story to it, and the second story is called the attic. So, last week, when we had some time on our hands, because we had all the dogs and most of the cats into fosters, we decided we would clear out the attic and make room for more junk. So, we spent several hours. If you'd like to take a little tour with me, and Jan and Beth and I had a field day pulling out all of the old PAWS medical from 1999. We took adoption contracts out that were in bins all over the place. It was very, very, very crowded in here, but now it's actually much, much better. So this is our attic, our second floor. It's very nice and it's very well organized now. A little bit hard to move around though because it has some low ceilings. So that's one of our tasks that we did, and it took several hours to do, but now it's as organized as possible. This used to be the lobby. We had a lot of donations recently, so we've tried to organize the best we can, and obviously we've done a very poor job of it because we have so much stuff. But this is really just a late April Fool's joke because these are not donations. These are all from the laundry room. Are you ready?
Not done.
It's not done yet, but I think you might need some sunglasses when you do come back to the shelter. So come on in. Look at this clean, immaculate laundry room that Terry, Michelle, and I cleaned and cleaned and cleaned out on Saturday night. Vacuumed it, cleaned the windows, took all the stuff off the walls, moved the shelves. Keith offered to come in and paint for us. So we are in the process right now of still painting, as you can tell. But there's not one speck of dust left back here. Michelle was able to squeeze back here in the corner and spent a long time pulling out chunks of old fabric and dust from the dryer.
Guys, so we are in the adoptable cat room, and we actually only have 2 cats in here. We have this beautiful, friendly guy down here. Look at him.
Who's hissing.
Who loves to hiss. I think he's just missing his friends. And the only other cat we have in this room is right up here watching us. Oh, beautiful green eyes.
Morning.
And now we're going to head over into the other cat room. These are the only two cats in the stray room. We have that little guy there, and then we have... Alright guys, so right here we have this little kitty here who came in as a stray. He does have an injured front paw. He was caught in a trap. But we handled him today where we were able to put medicine on his paw and get some Clavamox in him, so he's going to be just fine. Then we have Stills right here. We have these two beautiful little kitties here. And we have this guy over here who's very scared. So it's very strange walking into a room and not seeing every cage filled. Hi guys, I want to thank the Monday night crew. A few weeks ago when we were here, we ended up cleaning out all the cabinets. So the closet over here is clean. All these cabinets are organized. That was the worst one. You'll see over here, everything's organized and everything is in its place. Now the exciting thing, try to not get too excited, that's going to happen in this kitchen is we are going to get, look at this, a paper towel holder so the paper towels don't get wet. Isn't that something? Yep. Took 3 board members to figure that one out. Look at that.
So what we did was, instead of the trays being behind here all the time and looking kind of disorganized, we put them down here because look, we have lots of room now. The rescue, the extra bottles that we have should be down here now. It's a way of keeping everything off the counters, and I'm very excited for the Monday night people who were able to take everything off the top of the refrigerator and look at all the space up here. They did an awesome job trying to get everything looking like a nice kitchen should be, and hopefully when everybody comes back they will keep it this way. We all have to work together in order to keep it nice and clean.
Little dog room. As you know, in the little dog room the cages on top were very, very small. So what we did in here, you can take a look, Michelle's going to show you. We moved these cages, clean behind it. We're going to paint the walls, but on the bottom of the walls we're actually going to put that plastic sheeting that wipes off real nice. It'll be so easy to clean, and then everything else will be painted a beautiful color. But the room's going to be clean. We already ordered the cages, so instead of having 12 cages in here, we will only have 10. But the top cages will be just the same size as the bottom one, so the animals will have more than enough room. We're very excited about this. We wanted to do this for quite some time. So when you see this room, don't panic. It's going to be great by the time you guys come back.
And a special thank you to Bob, who's our Saturday night cat person, who stayed after and helped us get these cages apart. It was a phenomenal act of God that we... And we are working to, once we get the cages, we can, the new cages, we'll get everything out of here. We're going to put a cabinet, a tall cabinet in the small dog room that will be able to have some collars and leashes and a few little jackets in there, etc., and sweaters. But we took away that file cabinet, which was pretty an eyesore. So we will also have a chair, an upholstered chair in there that has dog material on it. And we're going to cutesy it up with some pictures as soon as Home Goods reopens, if they ever do.
We have these perfect, look at these gloves. Now you cannot come say that these are going to not fit everyone. They come as big, look at this. A gorilla can wear this. Okay, they're cheap and they're what, how much do they cost?
They're like 3 cents a piece.
3 cents for a set. So therefore, we don't mind you guys using these and tossing these, and we're saving the good gloves for the healthcare department that really needs them. But these will be perfect. They're going to be found in every room, and you can have as many as you want.
And with the least bit of heat, you can tell they just kind of melt into your hands, and so you've got good access with them. It's not like they're hard to deal with. They really are very effective, and those will become a permanent permanent item that's going to be here from now on in order to try to cut some costs, because we do know that when this is all over, many people will have lost their jobs. There might not be as many donations for the shelter. We had to cut down on events, obviously. So we are trying different ways to try to minimize some of those costs if at all possible. So the new gloves will be there.
Alright guys, so now we're in the big dog adoptable room. You probably never ever heard it this quiet in your whole life. We still have Tonka here. Tonka did have his rabies shot. However, Tonka did have a problem going back into his cage last night, and he did nip at volunteers. So he is on a 10-day. If you have not handled Tonka before, if you do not know how to handle him, please do not handle him. We're looking for just experienced volunteers. Your best bet is to, once Tonka loves to come out of the cage, when you go to put him in, bring him in first, take his lead off before you even get near his cage, throw in some dog treats, and he'll go right in. Now, we also have Sonia. Sonia was being fostered, but she was brought back. She got very attached to the lady in the house, and therefore would run across the room to bite the other individual in the house. So Sonia's back. If you know any single person who would love a little lap dog, she was a very good dog, potty trained. She did great in the house besides biting the other person. Of course, she's a Chihuahua, so remember, Chihuahuas get very attached to one person in the house. And then the other animals that we have, now this is a new dog you might not have seen. This is Scott. Scott was actually a stray, and he was on the run for probably 6 months to a year before he was finally caught. Now, he's actually doing very well. We did take him to the vet. He does have some skin issues. It is not contagious. He's being treated for him. He seems like a very happy dog. However, him and Tonka do not like each other. So we do want to make sure that you guys keep them apart. But Scott is actually a very nice little dog. He is not neutered yet, and that will be done hopefully on Friday. He will be neutered. So if you know anyone who might be interested in fostering Scott, that would be great. Now, the other thing we have to show you, some of you are going to get a little sad about this, we do have a return. We have Bonnie and Clyde are back again. Now, the reason that they're back is Clyde is very protective over Bonnie, but he's also become very protective over things that he wants and things that he doesn't want to do. So he was actually laying on a cover on a bed, and the foster tried to remove the cover, and Clyde wasn't happy about it. So she tried to convince him nicely to get down, and he growled and was showing his teeth and wouldn't stop. So Bonnie and Clyde are back. We did separate them. We put them in cages across from each other, but then Clyde decided he was too far away from Bonnie and decided to try to escape. Luckily, he wasn't hurt, and so they are together again. If you know of anyone interested in fostering Bonnie and Clyde, that would be great. Okay, guys, we have one other dog that was returned. His name is Kaz. Most of you will remember him. He's a 14-year-old dog. He was adopted in February, and then he was given to someone else who ended up in assisted living and ended up getting sick and could no longer keep him. So he is back. He is up for adoption or foster. Again, he's 14 years old. He can see shadows, but otherwise he does have some vision issues. But he's being a very good boy here. If he does go to a home, he probably have to wear a belly band because he does have accidents in the house. Spending time with us, we will try our best to keep you up to date. We hope you and your family stay home and stay healthy. And if you have any questions, always give us a call. But we will be back, I promise, okay? And we want to end with this note right here. Shit happens.